Hey, James, welcome back. So glad you are here. Um, Thank you to Not By Sight News for pointing this out. Obviously, once he referred to the Wartburg watch, then I went back to the Wartburg watch. I printed this off, and that's why I have these. Um, please, I realize we've talked about this for a while. There's some people in the western parts of North Carolina that are hurting right now. If you are led to, please consider giving either to the Samaritan's Purse or there's a couple other places we had talked about. Please don't blow up my comment section. I've already decided to not include the Red Cross on that list, but there's also the manafoodbank.org, and then there's belovedasheville.org, or sorry, manafoodbank. Is it .org or .com? I think it's .com. I'll have to double check that when I edit the video. I'll double check it, but I know belovedasheville.org, 828-571-0766 is their number. Anyway, Joe Campbell. I'm so happy to be reporting on this because the Wartburg Watch has basically said that here, I need these. I'll put it up on the screen. On December 20th, 2024, 4 women living in Oklahoma met with Wade Burleson, who contacted Tulsa law enforcement and then accompanied them to the police station to begin their police reports. They have filed official police reports against Joe Campbell. It says here, during this process on 12/20, one of the victims received a call from a male cousin, Jody Kirk, who was part of the Eastland Assembly of God. He told her that he had his own story of abuse by Joe and Becky Campbell and wanted to tell it. He was able to connect to the media on 12/20. Today, Jody and I talked, and he gave me permission to tell a story. I often say it's impossible to shock me, but each story I hear causes me to be gravely concerned about the long-term ministry of Joe Campbell. So basically what happened was that Joe Campbell would often have young boys over to his house, and they would have these youth parties, and they were putting on dirty movies, rated R movies like Porky's and stuff, and then eventually they were showing these kids porn. It said, I asked him if Becky Campbell was involved in putting on these movies. Jody called her Lady Macbeth. He said she did something even worse. She had the boys enter the Campbell's bedroom and sit on the bed. She then showed him her sex toys and had them hold these objects. She even had Jody put one on in his pants. He had no idea what they were used for. Another time, Joe brought up sex and marriage to the boys. He told them Becky liked her sex rough. Jody had no idea what he meant by that word. Joe played a game with the boys and girls when they had a party in their garage. He called it Sexy Legs. He hung a paper curtain by taping it to the ceiling and brought it down to what Jody said was pelvic height. He had the girls go behind the curtain, uncover their bottom, and walk behind the curtain, showing off the full extent of their uncovered legs. He said Joe and Becky seemed to enjoy this, often smiling at one another. This is just vile. Things changed for Jody when Campbell punished him for talking too much on a bus trip with other kids. He stopped the bus and told Jody to kiss another boy. Jody refused, so Campbell refused to continue the journey until the kiss happened. Jody was humiliated, but the kids on the bus wanted to get going. Eventually, he kissed the boy and he ran to the back of the bus and hid beneath the seat. Jody said Pastor Ellsworth, who presided over Campbell's tenure as youth pastor, visited with his mother in the hospital after Campbell was called to Versailles, Missouri Assembly of God. He allegedly suggested the folks should stay quiet about Campbell's tenure. Then the Catholic Church passed their sexual abusive pastors off to other churches when complaints were made. Didn't everyone stay quiet about this tactic? I often said that evangelical church is no different than the Catholic Church when it comes to abuse. At the end of our conversation, Jody made this point. Joe did recon well. Joe intentionally kept the group of boys exposed to this stuff small. Jody explained that Joe knew the boys didn't have close relationships with their fathers. Joe and Becky used this knowledge to focus on the boys looking for male role models. This is a tactic I've seen in many cases of abuse. Church leaders should get wise to this gambit. It appears that Joe and Becky do not tend to be godly role models. They had something on their agenda. I believe the stories of these folks I've been writing about and hope the story will prevail in the media and the law. He was grooming them. Flat out, he was grooming them. This guy needs to go to prison. This guy doesn't ever need to be in ministry again. The Assemblies of God kicked him out for the things he did. He should have gone to jail. He should have gone to prison. And the fact that charges are now being brought up makes my heart warm. Joe Campbell is a wolf in sheep's clothing. There's no doubt about it. And I seriously question Jim Bakker for employing this guy. What doesn't Jim Bakker know? Because if he knew half of this stuff, common sense would tell you that he would fire him immediately and say, get out. It's sad. It's really sad. But I pray that Joe Campbell will serve time for this. If he hurt any of those women, and I believe he did, I pray for justice for Phaedra and the other women. I pray the same for Cindy Clemishire. Robert Morris broke the law in Oklahoma, and the statute of limitations has gone bye-bye. So I pray that God's will be done, and some people will serve time for the harm that they've caused others. So anyway, if you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Our goal here is very simple. We're here to expose wolves in sheep's clothing. I want to make sure our churches are safe for our kids and grandkids. I was told time and time again in seminary, the shepherds don't sleep with the sheep. Don't do it. Even if they're full-blown adults and there's a power dynamic that exists. And spiritually speaking, the pastor is responsible for everybody in the church. Don't do it. Don't go there. And these people don't seem to understand boundaries. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. By the way, I will be doing some digging into why is it the Daystar is charging shows to be put on the air and then asking for money to keep shows on the air. Seems like double dipping to me, but I need to look more into the financial costs of actually running the organization and why they need to. The shows are asking for money because they're paying Daystar, and then Daystar's asking for money to keep the shows on the air. So it seems a little odd to me. So, but we'll find out. Until then, hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.